Right, good afternoon everybody and welcome to the Events Committee meeting. First 10 minutes is open to the public if they have any questions or wish to make any comments. So, Tim, anything you wanted to say?
That'll be me. Okay, it's in reference to feedback on the car show, which I know we've already spoken about by email, and I'd like to send a whole load of congratulations to all of you for a job excellently done. I was very, very pleased. Okay, you haven't got to please me, you're pleasing everybody, pleasing the town effectively. But looking at it from the outside, I thought that was wonderfully executed. I thought it was incredibly good, and it's exactly the sort of event that we need for Whole Beach going forwards. And so I'll give you a very big round of applause. There's only one tiny, not critique and whatever, but just a little concern where we had the air cadets who were doing the car park, etc. There was also basic controlling that entrance there. But we have to remember, air cadets are still children, and it really needs an adult with them. That was all. But it may have been I went at a time when I left and there was nobody covering it. And I appreciate how it is to get volunteers. It's not a critique, just an observation or anything else. But yeah, that was it. And may we have a lot more of that and a lot of cooperation, and let's really put Whole Beach on the map. So well done, you lot.
Thank you very much. So if that's all, then we'll move on to the main meeting. So the first item on the meeting is 032, apologies for absence. Okay, nice and easy. Item 033, declarations of interest. To receive any declarations of interest in accordance with the requirements of the Legislation Act 2011 and to consider any requests for dispensations in respect of pecuniary or non-pecuniary interests in agenda items.
No, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Item 034, to resolve to approve as a correct record the notes of the meeting of the Council held on the 20th of July 2022 and authorise the Chair to sign as official minutes.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Initials in.
That's the 16th, sorry.
Oh, sorry, yes it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so 035 is the clerk's report.
It's just to say that most things will be covered under though. I've got the 10s through for the Jubilee Garden opening, and everything's gone through the event notification form. And Remembrance Parade, we've got the road traffic closure from 1400 to 15:30 on the day for Church Street. And Christmas Fair, I haven't had anything back regarding the road closure order. That's basically it.
Okay. So item 036 is the car show and to review the car show. So thank you very much to Tim for his comments. That really doesn't sort of go along with everything that we had feedback from the public through Facebook and the people that came to the show as exhibitors, etc., etc. Obviously we did have a couple of issues raised at our last open forum, which we have taken on board, and we will be looking at that. The main issue that we do need to solve is non-essential movement within the area. But that's something that we need to look at, how we map it out and what we're going to do moving forward. We have already started thinking about next year, and I have spoken with the school, and they're more than happy to work with us again next year, and we are meeting with them on the 16th of September just to start looking at the main points that we need to do. So once we have that meeting, then we'll start going out and booking things in, etc. Anything anybody else wants to raise?
Actually, Castle, sorry. Well, I think supervision
Are
of the
they
fancy cars.
on the end.
Yes, that's at the end of the-
Yeah, it's on the,
First
Yeah,
day.
so we need to,
Yeah,
we'll discuss that at the end. Things in general,
okay,
really, entertainment wise.
alright.
Nothing else?
No.
No? Okay, so we'll move on to 037, which is Jubilee Garden, to resolve to agree to finalise the details of the Jubilee Garden. So, the opening is on the 27th of August. We've got confirmation, Taylors are coming, aren't they?
Yes,
Open it.
and the son of the lady who
Okay.
donated the money.
Are they both aware of timings and where they need to meet, etc.?
Yep, they know the time.
Mhm.
Obviously, I've got to send out when Sophie's done the post or I'll forward that because I want to know more of what's going on.
Okay. We need to go back to the Bowls Club and see whether they are going to also run their open day, because they did discuss that when we met with them last week. So we need to confirm that really before we start putting out too much detail. But as it stands at the minute, we haven't, to be honest, we haven't really done much more than we had last meeting. So
I spoke to Bouncy Castle Amanda tonight, but he's not available, so
it
it's
is
like that weekend.
purely garden games. People can bring picnic along. We can now advertise the fact that there will be an opportunity for open mic if anybody is interested.
You need to make sure Steve's finishing that so don't they? Because he hasn't finished yet.
It's got battery power.
Yeah, because we can
Yeah.
use our PA system
Okay,
on
right.
battery power if need be,
Right.
but he should be coming back this week to do it.
Yeah.
So.
And then it really is just simple stuff really. We're not doing anything major with it.
No.
We haven't got the time nor the inclination, quite
No.
honestly, at the minute with everything
No.
else that's going on to make it a big event. It's just literally we need to officially open it,
Yeah.
thank the people that have helped us.
Mhm.
So I think we need to do very small refreshments, i.e. probably create a punch or something like that, so that those that are there, like the people that are officially opening it, we can at least offer them a drink. I'm happy to deal with that,
Mhm.
get that sourced, and then just let people come along, enjoy it, and if we get anybody that wants to do open mic, brilliant. If not, there'll be background music.
Have the parks guys played the weeds on the stage area?
Yeah, they've streamed it.
They have,
yeah.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
whether we will be using it, I wouldn't like to say, because if it's too uneven, then it's
Yeah,
not
dangerous.
worth doing it. So they'd have to be at the front of the stage rather than on the
Yeah.
stage at this. At the
It's all
moment.
about putting time on top, aren't
Mm.
Well, we need to look at what our options are. We
Yeah.
really do need to look at what the budget is going to be
Mm.
moving forward to
Yeah, yeah.
just finish everything off and
Mm.
then make
Well, we
the
should
right
have
decision.
the tree and the other benching and the water features and them all finished off
Yeah.
by the time of the opening, so
Yeah.
it will all sort of be coming together. It is just that stage area that needs finishing off, but
Mm.
that needs, the soil needs to be compacted right down and settle.
Mm.
It needs topping up as well, and then we can finish it with whatever we're going to do on top.
Yeah.
I'll utilise the bunting that was made for us for Jubilee. I'll get that out and we'll put some of that up for the day, so at least it looks like it's
Yeah.
organised. I've got some ribbon that we can stretch across whichever way we wish to do, just to do
For the opening.
opening.
Yeah.
And that's that. So unless anybody's got anything else in particular they want to.
No, I just need to publish it on Facebook, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What time do you want us from on the day?
Well, the official opening will be at 2, so probably 1:30.
They do what earlier to help set up.
Because really there's nothing too
But I can
set.
Just
do
put the
it.
bunt in there and
We'll do that in the morning.
Yeah, yeah.
And then just bring the stuff down. Garden games will just be taken down and set
Yeah.
up.
Bit of weeding maybe.
Well, that's this
Between now and
weekend's
then.
job.
I'd like to volunteer, but I don't know how I'm going to
No,
do it.
well,
So.
we're
Yeah.
going down this weekend
Yeah.
to do tidying
we'll
and
sort the water features out and get
Yeah,
all of
yeah.
them ready as well,
Okay.
and then go with that.
okay.
Yeah.
Propose.
I'll second.
Thank you. Everybody in favour? Thank you. And 038 is to receive an update on the Remembrance Parade.
So, as I said, we've got a Church Street road closure from 2 o'clock till 3:30. Rick, yourself and myself are meeting with the RBL next week.
To be told that it's Remembrance Parade, not the RBLs.
Yeah, I think the last time I spoke to Alan, he was meeting to work out the whole procedure for the service, etc. Because obviously he will be dealing with that bit, and where the standard bearers go and all that sort of stuff. But he knows that we deal with the parade bit and getting them to there. Once they're there, it's kind of up to them.
But we're still going to start at the ex-services.
If we are allowed to, that is the next thing. We need to contact the ex-servicemen and ask whether that is a possibility. If not, it'd have to be from the car park area.
But it would also be lovely if we can start from the ex-servicemen's club, but if we could also then either provide refreshments at the church or at the servicemen's club afterwards.
Yeah, we'll ask them.
That was traditionally what they used to do at the community centre, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're going to do that, are you?
Oh, we'll do, yeah. We'll do it this
Do you
way.
think it'd be sensible to invite the Shireen to that meeting as well, just to discuss the requirements of the service, so that we tick it all off
Church,
early?
isn't it? So,
Yes.
She does know because she emailed me.
I know she's aware, but now that we are confirmed that that
Yeah.
is what's happening,
Yeah.
I think if we can invite her along, she may or may not be available,
No.
but at least if we invite her.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Don't have any objections to that at all. Otherwise, this isn't really to report, is there?
No, but we need to compile the letter ready
Yeah.
to start going out to
So,
groups.
Yeah, so really once you've had that
organisations,
meeting with everybody to confirm details, you confirm in where the starting point
Yeah,
is,
yeah,
then it's invites out and
yeah.
Yeah.
And just wait for numbers then. Good. Do we need to organise to purchase a wreath from the council?
We
For somebody to
The
like.
person you're meeting from the RBL is where we normally purchase it.
Oh no, I know. But the RBL charges twice as much as Joe Public can get from the RBL.
We need to decide what you're going to do. I mean,
well, you also need to decide about band / is it vinegar or what? Yeah, that.
you'll struggle to get a band,
Yeah.
but if you want to, did somebody say that? Is it you, Tim, that said about the UAH potentially?
No, that was Alan.
Was it Alan?
That was Alan. Yes.
I knew somebody had mentioned UAH.
Yes. I think if you talk to him about that when you meet, because
Yeah.
he's keen to. They have a band and people who play there. And I
Yeah,
think they have somebody who can basically play the.
I suppose.
So
Okay.
he would love to get the kids involved. if
Yeah,
possible.
Definitely.
Because then once they get back to school, because by the time we meet, it's only another week and they'll be back in school. And
Yeah.
then we
I think
can
they
go through
normally
the
attend and play
concepts.
the last post or whatever at on the actual 11th. Yes,
Yeah, on the correct day.
Yeah. they do that at the War Memorial. So.
Okay. And does the memorial need to clean up before?
It normally gets cleaned
Yeah.
before,
Yeah.
but I don't know whether Alan is intending doing that himself as he's volunteering.
Okay, well we can ask,
We
can't we?
can go through
Yeah,
the
if
details.
he needs a hand, then we can. Yeah,
Yeah.
he does like to do that.
Do we need to have one of those cost things in place for working with the chemicals?
If we've got, because we've got the basic cleaning stuff here, haven't we?
How
That we use.
how it's been done before is we funded the cleaning costs,
Yeah,
or cleaning materials.
Yes, they
but
purchase
the
it.
RBL have,
okay.
but that's not really the right way to do it.
No, but then it means that we're not responsible for the cost, they are, so, but I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
As long as you're using a standard one, you can get the cost
Oh, that's
report
important.
off of the internet, can't you, so
Yeah.
that's fine.
Okay, so we'll meet with him, get all the details of what he's planning, what
Yeah.
we need to plan, and then we can start getting everything
Yeah.
pulled together.
Yeah.
So 039 is is Christmas fair and to discuss and resolve to agree to purchase items required. So, following on from last time, I started to do a little bit of research. We did contact Nick Worth regarding the Christmas tree, because obviously we want to coordinate so that it's actually officially lit that day.
Yeah.
He has come back and said that he's not sure whether they will be providing a tree this year due to funds, etc. So my personal opinion is we should buy our own. If we've got the funds to do it as part of the Christmas celebration, with the hole is there, we just literally need the tree. So I did find out a basic cost from a couple of places, and for a 12-foot spruce, you're looking in the region of 160 to 180 quid.
I'm happy with that.
Because we've got
I
no
mean,
original.
it may be more depending on if you got delivery costs, etc. But one of them was delivered at 160 quid. So
And who's going to install it then?
Oh.
Parks home?
it's
Or
literally
just-
the sleeve is there,
Okay,
and they
you just
may
need to
have
drop
to
it in.
trim the bottom.
Do
Okay.
they not normally have the plant equipment is supplied by
It is normally.
a local company?
Could we not buy a large one with roots so that it's there every year?
I don't think you're allowed to just plant a tree.
Oh no, of course it is.
Because that's where the
yeah.
previous graves are.
Yeah.
There is one in the churchyard, but it's not in the right position.
Right,
And
Yes.
it's
I mean,
too small.
actually, 180 quid in a year is not that much for a Christmas tree, is it? So if the
No.
district can't afford to pay for one, they will pay for one.
Well, we
What
need
high
to be
level-
aware, we need to know sooner rather than later whether it's going to happen. So
Yeah.
we can't really keep waiting and waiting, because
No.
if they're not going to provide
Well,
one,
you could wait up to the day before,
Yeah.
couldn't you?
Yeah.
And then
I'd
they say no.
rather-
I mean, we're going to need to hire a nuke anyway
Yeah.
for tree work. So if we put it in that we hire it for a week to do all the tree work and
Yeah.
also put the decorations up on
Yeah,
the tree,
yeah,
then we need it anyway. So
Yeah.
it makes sense.
Okay.
so I think we need to, if, John, could you go through budgets and where we are with the total budget for events, because this is our last event really
Yes.
for this year.
Once
Yeah.
we've, yeah.
So we
So
need
we
to
can
know
have
what
that.
we've actually got left over. The other thing I was looking at is a snow globe, you know, the ones where you physically get in them and have your photograph taken inside.
Okay, yeah.
There was a local company that did have one, but they now no longer have it. I have contacted another one today. They're a bit further away, but they were going to come back to me with a price delivered, but their price online was £180. But then obviously you're going to have your delivery cost on top of that.
Kids would love that.
Well, you know, it's a photo opportunity, isn't it?
Yeah.
So those were the two main things that I was thinking initially.
Yeah.
Obviously, again, we were looking at trying to create some sort of decoration within the churchyard, which I've spoken to Shireen about, and she's happy to do that, so that as people come in, there's a bit more of an archway, so
Okay.
that it's sort of
Bit more Christmassy.
encourages people to come through that
Yeah.
off of the high street, connects the two together.
Okay.
So again, it would be costings for decorations and
Yeah.
creating that.
We need to test the lights that's strung in the trees, don't we? But if not, we'll just get some Christmas lights because they're not expensive if you get the small ones.
So once we know what budget we've actually got,
Yeah.
my proposal is that we use all of that budget
For the last
for the
event of
last
the year.
event of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have been looking at Chinese lanterns, but I sort of I went astray a bit because if you look for Chinese lanterns, you end up with these bloody great big things, and
Yeah, we don't
just
want
want
those,
little
do
ones,
we?
don't we?
yeah, we sort of need to know how many to buy as well.
Yeah.
So have you got a vague idea of what they are?
Well, they're sort of range from £4.99 upwards
Right,
Each.
okay.
each. Yeah.
Okay.
I couldn't find a bulk supplier of them, not in the UK anyway. But
Okay.
I'll do some more digging. I've got time this week.
Okay. Have a look and see
Yeah,
what else we
I'll
can
carry on
find.
looking.
Yeah. So the other main thing that we need to do is start putting out for
Advertising.
for traders to come.
Are we going to create a booking form? Well,
Yes.
we had the idea, didn't we? Given the food festival has turned into a food and craft festival this year with
Is it?
about 40 stalls,
Didn't know that.
expanded apparently.
Okay.
Okay. Which is not a bad thing. Could we basically get a booking form and hand that out to all the stallholders whilst they're there
Yeah.
at the food festival? We won't be at the food festival because we're on holiday. But if we can get that created, that's basically the perfect
Yeah.
market to advertise, isn't it?
I'm
Let's see
happy to
what
give
people
you out, because I'm going to go to
Well, if we could at least give people the opportunity, you can give it out,
Yeah.
but then that booking form would then be an easy thing to then just send out as soon as we get people
Mhm.
contacting via
Yeah.
email, because we can start putting it out on Facebook
Yeah.
and everywhere that we're looking for stalls.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't mind having that because I shall go anyway, just to get the.
Are we making
don't
a
cover
brochure
things.
again this year for our attendance?
actual PR and IT.
So that needs to go on the agenda then, really,
Yeah.
for next week, please.
Yeah, so from the point of view of PR, etc., you'll have your calendars all done, won't you?
Should be, yeah.
So
We've got the printers sorted. I just need to go
you'll-
across and actually have a look at
Well, do we
the-
want to ask Nick whether we're able to sell any? Or-
Well, I mean, it depends on, but I'm also thinking that the last minute at Christmas,
Yeah.
you would be able to sell some of that
Yeah.
event, wouldn't you?
The Christmas fair, yeah.
Because now that we have our nice new big tent that's been donated to us, that'll give us a good pitch.
Yeah, yeah.
That we will be able to do whatever we need to do,
Yeah.
I mean, we did
and that'll be our
We
main.
did talk about having our own stall at the food festival, didn't we, Harry?
Mhm.
Do it.
We did.
Okay. I must have been skipping.
I mean, if, you can always contact Nick and just see whether there would be room for, I mean, even if we're not positioned right near where the rest of the stalls are, but if you could sell calendars and also be giving out,
Yeah.
you know, various council-related information. It would be
Well, there's
starting
enough
point.
councillors on the council that can help out, surely.
Well, even if you're not there for the full amount of time,
Yeah.
if you only even allocate a couple of hours on
Yeah.
both days, at
Yeah.
least you're there.
Yeah, yeah.
You've got a presence and
Yeah.
you can start the process, can't you? So the key things we need to do is advertise for people for stalls, because then we can work out whether we do need to extend it into the high street.
Yeah.
And the sooner we know that, the better. because we
Presumably
need to see-
they supply their own tables and.
Yes, they'll supply, I mean,
Yeah.
if they want their own gazebos or whatever,
Yeah.
then they'll need to tell us what size they're wanting.
And are we charging them or anything?
No,
Free.
not planning to. I think everything that we do at the minute should be free,
Okay.
because we need to build those relationships.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
yeah.
the amount of stores you're going to probably need to create it as a big event, you may as well just have it as a free one, because then
Yeah,
if ours is free and then there's another one locally similar size that's charging £20 a pitch,
Yeah,
they'll come to us, won't they?
Yeah.
And it's going to be competitive at that time of year.
yeah.
Because it is something that, you know, that the public really want back. And we need to have a good variety of things happening, things for them to come and look at.
Yeah.
A bit of stuff for the kids to do, but not loads of stuff.
Raffle on the day.
Yeah, there's loads of bits and
Yeah.
pieces that you could create. We can contact the town band and see if
Yeah.
they're available again to do a
I'm sure that
session.
cat lady that Peter knows.
Yeah, she wants to
She'd
come
love to
again.
have a store,
Yeah,
wouldn't
she
she?
Yeah, I'll ask her.
We've got several people, and then like,
There's two from the car show that have
that too.
already, I've messaged them and they definitely want to
Okay.
come.
yeah, and then it's advertising, but then also then going around to the businesses, isn't it? I think once we know whether we're going to be going throughout the whole high street or whether we're just in the churchyard, we can then have a chat to them later on and say, this is what we're planning, blah blah blah.
I think, you know, depending on whatever happens, it would be nice if we did rehashed our Advent duck thing, but it wouldn't necessarily have to be an Advent duck. But if you created a trail that people could go around on that day
Mm.
As an activity.
as an activity, they
Yeah.
could collect their forms and whatever
Mhm.
from us on the day. They go
Yeah.
off, they do it. We can have
Well,
sweets
they
and
enjoyed the
things
last one,
around.
didn't
They thoroughly enjoyed
Yeah.
it.
Put a duck in the snow globe.
Could do all sorts of things. So
That'd
we
be a
could
smoke.
we can do that again, and
Yeah.
obviously we want to encourage all the shops to have the windows decorated ready.
Yeah.
Well,
And
that's,
then
if you
the
had
judging
shops
can
that were
happen
taking
on that
part
day
in
as
an
well.
opening, you could then have the
Yeah.
duck trail
You
going
have a
around.
disclaimer saying, no, it's not real dogs.
Yeah, not real dogs.
We did get asked that last time,
Yeah,
didn't
we did.
Yeah,
That'd be good.
thank you.
So, yeah.
And can I just confirm, the snow globe price,
Yeah.
is that to rent it or buy one?
No, that's to rent it.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They are available to buy.
But obviously that's hiring them and then not charging for the use of it. So same with like bouncy castles and stuff, if you then charge on the day, then they tend to offer it for
Yeah,
free.
I need to double check with the company because they obviously they provide it, but I don't know whether they're going to man it or whether we need to man it. I'm not sure. That's something else I need to look at.
If it's a success on the day, we can look to buy one, can't
Yeah.
we, in the future to
Mm.
good.
I mean, I did look into snow machines.
Yeah.
Quite expensive for what they are, but you
Yeah.
can buy them relatively cheaply.
Mm.
But would it make enough of an effect? I'm not entirely sure.
No.
I think you need some big industrial ones,
You
don't you?
need a lot to
Yeah.
do that.
Even if you
A
just did the
snow globe
churchyard.
will be enough, and if you
Yeah.
decorated it in bits and pieces in the churchyard,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
Well, if we can do, I mean, when I know what budget we've got, I can then start sourcing decorations.
Yeah.
Because if we do the tunnel that leads people in,
Hmm.
if we encourage all the schools and groups again to create the stars
Hmm.
to go on the trees, they can just be hung all the way around the churchyard. You can
That's
have
so
your
nice
stalls
little-
within there as well, so
Yeah.
it's going to
You
sort of
know,
start to come together.
because you were looking at those balloon things, weren't you?
Yes.
The
Yeah.
you know the arches that you put balloons on.
Like when you get married.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can't find. I don't know whether we're searching the right things or not, to be honest. But
You
we
can
can't
find
find
them. You can find kits to create them.
There was somebody selling one on Facebook the other
Was
day.
there?
Yeah.
But we just want the actual arch.
But if we could have several of them as you come in, because you were saying about one arch, but could you?
Well, no,
Were you going to create a tunnel?
Yes.
Ah,
Yeah.
so then we can have lights and stuff.
Yes.
Because they always do that in those different.
Could you cover them with something like cotton wool?
Well, that's what
To give,
Yeah.
it's
The
in
snow
page.
effect.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that bit
just
going into the church
creating.
could be like a
Yeah.
tunnel going in and then into
I wanted
into
to do like arches going across. You'd probably only need about 4
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
create your tunnel effect.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you connect it with, you use your, I mean, even if it has to be cheap tinsel or whatever, and then add things into it and have bits dingling
But if you
down.
could have
what-
some,
it would create the
lights and stuff as well,
if possible.
because you could just get Christmas lights.
So just going back to those Chinese lanterns,
Yeah.
I did come across quite a few different places that sell you the kits to make Chinese
Oh,
lanterns.
right.
Would it
okay.
be worth
Making an activity day.
making it an
prior to
activity?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you could do that in
we
the
can provide it
church.
free, can't we? Make your own lantern
Yeah.
and come along for the.
Mhm.
I tell you what I have seen on YouTube, where they've made those arches, is using pool noodles.
Yes.
Ah.
Because you
What?
Pool noodles when you go swimming.
The
Yeah.
Well,
It's
they-
like a long piece of.
Oh, because you could put something, you could put
Okay.
wire or something in
And
between
Yeah.
to
Or
make
so that
it-
you can hook them under your arms
wired,
and they keep it flat.
like baubles onto
Yeah.
them, and
Yeah.
then you can get like flower pots and sticks,
Yeah.
Mm.
and then you put the pool
Put your
noodle
noodle over
and
the
then
top.
curl
But if
over
you
the
could
top.
put like a rod or something in between to
Stiffen it.
stiffen it.
Yeah, that's what they
I
do.
mean, like tent poles or whatever would work, wouldn't it?
And
then
at last resort, as our gazebo that we bought got a bit mangled at the car show, we've got enough poles to make some going over the top. We could create something, and because you've got the railings one side, you've got something to strap it to,
Mhm.
so that
If we have any cable ties left after.
well, we'll have plenty of cable
We can bundle.
yeah, so we've got options there, but that if
Yeah.
we can get that so it connects the two areas
Yeah.
and makes a feature of it.
Yeah, it'd be good, wouldn't it?
And then the kids before, when the schools got involved, most of them did create stars. So you fill in all your trees and
Yeah.
stuff. And then if you can get a snow globe or
Mhm.
something similar
Similar, yeah. Yeah.
as a
Let's see why
photo
not.
opportunity.
Mm.
Yeah.
And
We
then
need a
with the schools.
Do we need a professional photographer?
Well, you've
We-
got local people though, haven't you?
Local,
Yeah.
But
Well, that Carol Kenyon, is it?
Yeah.
Who's on the committee.
And then there's
She is, isn't she?
the other man who normally comes to most of our events,
Yeah.
isn't there? He takes lovely photos.
Is she the guy that did the wheelbarrow?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And he's very good.
so I think we've got the bones of where we want it to go.
Mm-hmm.
We just need to now start filling it out with
Mm.
and know what budget we've got left.
Yeah.
Really.
So the proposal is to
It's not a proposal, is it?
To purchase
Oh, yeah.
items,
yeah, to purchase
Yeah.
items. So if we say the proposal is to use the remaining budget,
Yeah.
If you can work on that this week and let us know.
And then at
If you
least
don't
we can
mind.
start booking up key things
Yeah.
if I can get the snow globe and
Yeah.
if I can source the tree, because you can actually order it now.
So it'd be
So-
snow globe, tree and decorations basically, is
Yeah.
what we spend the money on.
And I will get prices for build your own lantern
And
and
lanterns, yeah.
supplies.
So those are the key things, because
Yeah.
then the parade aspect, again, when we go to the school, we can say we'll be having the parade
Yeah.
from there to there.
Mhm.
If you want to send, if you want your children to come along
Yeah.
and decorate.
Mhm.
Well, kids love all that sort of thing, don't they?
And we did say about having a meeting with the Crown, didn't we? Sam contacted, he said that weekend wasn't ideal for them. They'll still support our event and bits and pieces, but they're going to do something else, I think, the following weekend. Yeah,
Do you ever go
Just a
in
bit
there?
early for me.
occasionally.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine, because actually then the more you have throughout December,
Mm.
the better.
Yeah.
Because if we do it and we do like the official switch on of the Christmas tree
Yeah.
and everything that day,
Yeah.
then there's something else going on the next
Mhm.
weekend. And then if we can encourage the
Yeah.
shops to probably do a few offers towards the end of,
Mm.
Because obviously
Yeah.
they're designing the event for people to go in the pub and be in the pub, which is obviously not what we're doing. So,
No,
you know,
no. I
um,
just heard some bad news about the pub the other day as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently it's only a bit of a druggy den again. Not like it was some years ago, apparently.
if you're running a competition, could you have one of the prizes as for under a certain age, switch the lights
Not
on?
at all.
yeah, you could do, yeah.
so
But the only
only
way that, the only problem being that officially the lights will just come on a timer, so you'd have to have a big button to make it look as if they were doing it, wouldn't you? You'd have to.
Yeah.
To make sure the timer was set to the right time, just in case. Yeah.
Yeah, we can look into it, can't we?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Good.
There a proposal for that, please. Second that? Thank you. Everybody agree?
040 projects for 2023-24. To discuss and resolve to agree projects for 23-24.
For events.
Yes.
So, car show.
Yes, so that's really what I want to, are we going to just concentrate on our two main events being car show and Christmas? And work out our budgeting for those two things? Because all the other bits like your Easter duck hunt and your yard sales and things like that
They don't
don't
cost
actually
No.
need any budget.
No. We can do picnic in the park again in the summer.
Yeah,
Because I think people will
Well,
like
I
that.
think
I would
now
like-
we've got the PA system, you can have music going on, you can organise
Yeah,
the
yeah.
small events throughout
Yeah.
the year for free.
Yeah.
Somebody I know does a thing called Battle of the Bands, where
Yeah.
they open a park.
They normally do that, Sean does that, doesn't
he
he?
has done it, he hasn't
They've
done
done
it
it recently,
recently.
because he normally does it and then the winner plays at the Music and Beer Festival.
But I would like to see if we could create events in the park. So one weekend you've got one type of music and then in
Yeah.
another fortnight's time maybe you've got a play of some sort, not a full-on play,
Yeah.
but somebody doing,
There's a lot of kiddies entertainers around there.
Yeah.
We took our granddaughter to one
Yeah.
when we lived in Wigan.
I mean, you've got the circus skills and things like that.
Yeah.
Again, it's going to cost, but
I think if
you
you
could do little bits
If
of
we
Yeah.
stuck
business.
to car show and Christmas, because they are key events that people want, and then have your yard sales throughout the year, but I think if you focus on doing more small activities and events in the
Yeah.
Carts Park.
Small
I
cheap
mean, I did
things.
think about some sports related things.
Yeah.
Tennis courts, and I mentioned
Yeah,
that before.
yeah,
you guys.
getting some people
Getting
in
somebody
there.
from
Yeah.
Boston
Yeah.
Tennis Club.
I think because it's simple things that you can just book in.
Yeah.
We don't need to necessarily marshal or mallet. We're
It
just
just happens.
booking several things in throughout the year to
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
things going, aren't we?
The basketball court doesn't seem to be used a lot.
No, it's
I'm
not.
sure we could-
Yeah, I mean, if we could look at getting like tennis coaching sessions, if we could,
Yeah.
you know, have music going on and bits and pieces throughout the.
Mr. Money was on about volleyball equipment this morning. We've got some up in the other park, haven't we, not being used.
Mm.
That's just shoved up against the hedge. Could we not bring them down and put them in them
Mm.
and have a volleyball competition or something?
Yeah, well, I said that before, if you had temporary nets for volleyball, badminton, whatever, you could put it up
Well, we
on
have-
where the
we've
cricket
got
ground
the-
is.
Yeah, yeah.
We've got
Just
the
use
net, and actually I was going to send an email out to Open Spaces about that, 'cause I spoke to Mark about it, the net that's already there.
Yeah.
The old tennis net, they've got that, they just need the post to put it up. So you can put that up over the basketball area, and then they can kick a ball over it, they can play tennis if the tennis
Would
courts
that
are
be
outside.
suitable for putting up behind the tennis courts where Mark wanted?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they would,
Yeah, they would.
temporarily, yeah, they would.
Because then they won't need to take it down for grass cutting, they can keep it up there for as long as they want and then take it down whenever.
Well, they've got a zero turn anyway, so it doesn't
Exactly.
matter, does it?
So if we look at, I mean, we know pretty much what our costings are for the car show, and once we've done Christmas, we'll know what we're doing.
But then
there.
a lot of things, if you're buying lights and decorations, you reuse them, don't you?
Yeah.
So.
What about
So,
charging the traders again though?
sorry,
Charging
Yeah.
the traders on the car show?
well, that is.
I think there needs to be a lot of money.
I think for car
Yeah.
show and for Christmas, once you've done it and we know what we're doing,
Yeah,
then I think we charge a nominal
Phenomenal,
amount
yeah.
for everything. Just because then as well, if you book them in and you charge a nominal amount, you're securing that booking really, aren't
Yeah,
you,
for
with
sure,
something.
yeah.
So
But it doesn't need to be a huge
Yeah,
sum
it
of
doesn't
money,
need to
does
be a
it?
huge amount, no.
no.
So if we work on the basis that those are the main things, and then the leftover amount, so I mean if we're looking at the same amount that we're doing this year,
£5,000.
£5,000, that will give you the chance to buy in some of your activities that you want to do. So if you've got to pay for a coach or something like that, or
Yeah.
you want to
So
bring
you're
in
probably
some
thinking
certain
about-
skills,
Yeah.
that gives you the opportunity to do
Half
your
of it.
events.
Half of it for car show and Christmas, and the other half for the bits.
Probably not even you. I don't know.
It depends on toilets for car show, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Really.
If you're going to do more music, you need more tents.
Yes, looking into getting the personal license.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So how many can we do with the personal? I think it's like 10 or 50.
Unlimited.
I don't know.
Because you could do
It's
that.
36
or-
or 38 pounds.
Yes, about £38 to get a personal licence, and then that one individual can apply for more 10s across the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, which makes
Because
sense.
Does.
we're limited to 5, so if you're going to
Yeah.
be having music and stuff throughout for
Well, if
longer.
you're going to do something every month,
Mm.
then why
I mean,
not buy it?
realistically, like the Tigers Bar, Crown, and all that have music going on throughout the summer. You could quite easily just have music going on, really. If you wanted to create an event, just have a bar or whatever you want to. And then you can basically do that in the park, can't you?
Yeah.
So,
You've got the ability to do it. You've got 2 key areas there, haven't you?
Right, so I'm not sure if that just covers alcohol.
I'll just say neatly point
Mhm.
that if we're going to do bars and things, I know we've done them in the past, but there's a sign when you walk in from Park Road entrance
No,
It says
that says no
alcohol.
alcohol. Do we need to change that?
All of the signs
Yeah,
in Carts
change
Park
them.
need changing,
Yeah,
to be
updated.
honest. And
Oh,
no
you-
bonfire signs got set on fire.
Yes, I've heard. Yeah, come on, all
Which
bar
I
one
knew it was
apparently.
going to happen.
Yeah.
But then really that is an absolute must of no bonfires and stuff like that in the
Yeah, yeah.
park, unless again we create
Well,
a
the
safe space
supermarkets
for
have
it.
stopped selling disposable
Yeah.
ones, haven't they, for the time being?
So that can be something that's on the sign.
Yeah.
But I mean, no alcohol, it's difficult, isn't it? Because
That
it's
was
not
part of
really.
it as well.
many years ago when there was a particular issue. And
Yeah.
But you have that
was
many
an issue.
events in
Yeah,
there, so you
do
can't
it.
say that.
Yeah.
And again,
You can say
cycling.
alcohol only on
Yeah.
authorised events.
And cycling in the park, as long as it's sensible,
Yeah.
It's more about getting the bollards and stuff on paths where you don't
Yeah.
want them cycling.
And keep calm
And
happy,
then-
no electric scooters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know.
we'll have to, we just need to think about if we can create a summer of small events
Summer of fun.
Yeah.
Mm.
and then have your key event
In the
as a car
summer,
show.
a key event in the
Yeah.
winter.
Yeah.
School holiday time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And that car show's only going to grow, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
And before
Well,
long,
we've
you're going to
already-
need something like the old East of England showground.
Well, I think you're
Not
going to
quite.
have to, it needs to stay within the town centre. I don't
Oh,
want
yeah.
to take it out of the
No.
town centre. So your only option you have got is extending it across
Into George Farmer.
into
Yeah.
Farmer.
Yeah.
But that is a
And
massive
even-
field.
Potentially into the park if you had to, because you have got a gate there that
Yeah,
connects the two.
Mhm.
So you could create a whole big
Mm.
event.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you could do one modern cars in one, couldn't you?
Yeah,
Classics in another
Yeah.
bar.
yeah.
You've got the room
There's,
for it.
there's
Yeah.
ways, but that's what we're basically going to be talking around
Yeah.
with the school, because obviously primary school are happy to work with us, but if we needed to start using UEH site as well, then,
It's having access
It's
to the
having
buildings for
access to
electricity,
everything.
etc. and those sort of things.
and if they're not available as much as the
Hmm.
others are, then it's not going to work doing
You
it
just
that
hack
way.
into Tigers Bar, can't they? 'Cause
Mm.
we're paying for it anyway.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we'll have to, we just need to talk around that, so
So what budget do you want then?
I think we're
Go for 5
okay
again.
with 5. to
You
be
sure?
honest,
You
yeah.
know, go
But
up just a little
how-
bit.
How are we going to split it between the areas? Because for your cost centres,
Yeah, I mean, we can do that
Later.
moving forward once we've got,
because once we know we need really a budget for
Yeah.
car show, a budget for,
For Christmas.
and then a budget
And a
for.
budget for
others.
entertainment.
Yeah.
If we then do another cost centre for entertainment, then you can allocate the rest of them to there,
Yeah.
can't you?
Do you think it's not wise just to go up to £6,000?
Well, you can do
Just to
it.
give us a bit of extra
Yeah, do
leeway,
that.
just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it would be lovely either in this year or next year to purchase walkie-talkies as well.
Yeah.
Because they would be useful for any event.
Say 6K, you spend it already then.
And for a large site, they are quite expensive. I mean, the ones that we bought was it £70 for 2?
Yeah.
Oh, the ones like you get on eBay, you get 100 yards away and they don't work.
No,
anymore.
they're really long range ones.
Ah, okay.
So, I mean, we can drive in cars when we go on holiday.
Do you?
Top
Full of
gear.
features, top gears.
Yeah. Yeah, anyway.
I know the Air Cadets one is just have walkie-talkies for first
I think it'd be
aid.
useful, especially for that car show, because we ended up bringing each other several times. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
what's happening?
Yeah.
So, yes.
So we didn't
talkies
consider
useful.
that, but that's something we can.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, I mean, really, walkie-talkies should be coming out of PR and IT, because they're IT equipment, aren't they?
We haven't got much budget left.
No, but we could put in for it though, couldn't we? Put
Put
in
for it
it.
next year,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I'll put that onto your
Yes, please.
note for your agenda.
I gave another one to funds for something to count as well.
Okay.
Regarding, just going back
Yeah.
quite a long
Yeah.
way, regarding Tim saying that the Air Cadets were not managed properly.
Yeah,
Now, they should be managed by
yeah,
the Air
adults,
Cadets,
yes,
not by us.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And
not
that's
our
how it
fault,
was
is
left, that they would.
they
be-
managed themselves.
And there
Yeah.
were
Yeah.
adults available, but obviously they were splitting across the sites as well, so.
Yeah.
But again, it's something that we need to look at moving forward, is who is in control of what bits
Yeah.
and how do we manage it, so.
Well, I do think we need to do this traffic awareness course thingy bobby. But,
Yeah,
but I'd
to
rather go to an
avoid,
official
yeah, to a
Rather
point,
than
to a
just a-
what, sorry?
traffic management course.
Well, I mean, to a degree, that is basically what they trained us on with the parade training. But obviously, that is managing actual moving vehicles,
Yeah.
isn't it? Rather than,
We've got that discussion in
That was a safety.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
yeah.
So
Right.
to budget for 6,000,
Yeah.
Yeah.
what we
Mhm.
discussed,
Yeah.
Mhm.
proposal, please. Thank you. All agreed?
Yeah, that's next year's precept on there.
6,000. That is for some parish councils.
No,
Yeah.
just not how it's.
041, confirmation of date of next meeting and the venue. Venue is here, obviously.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4 takes you to the 13th. which is the day after full council.
Or was it just a bit of a longer month this time?
Yeah, I think because, yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Well,
So the week commencing the 19th or the week commencing the 26th then really?
19th is open spaces, 20th is a meeting with the church.
See, to be honest, because we're now going to be working on the Christmas event, it's no real urgency because everything is, I mean, you'll need to dot the i's, cross the t's for remembrance,
Yeah.
but that can be going on in the background, can't
Yeah,
it? So
yeah.
if we aimed,
26th.
yeah, if we aim for the end of the month,
Monday
Yeah.
the 26th.
and then we can get in another one just before remembrance, can't
Yeah.
we?
Mhm.
It'd be better on a Tuesday, Wednesday or Thursday.
27th,
27th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What time this time?
1 o'clock.
1
Yeah,
o'clock, yeah,
2 o'clock.
fine.
Just mix it up a bit.
1 o'clock.
Whatever. I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
1 o'clock's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go for that.
Yeah.
Why not?
Rick's the boss.
I'm not. Not for it.
Okay. So close the. Oh no, we need to
Resolve
the
resolve to
camera
go into closed session for
Camera.
the next item.
Yeah.
So resolve to agree to exclude Russ and
I'll second it.
Yeah.
All agreed.